it's sort of a shocking tactic to use a truck like this. That's good because the things they are saying are shocking.
If the Rebel is known for anything, it's our editorial billboard trucks. I'm a huge fan of them, and today we have one rolling in Washington, D.C. It's right behind me, and it's highlighting 3 interviews that I took earlier this week with the squad in the halls of Congress. They flat out refused, time and time again, to condemn Antifa and their terrorist antics. Just last weekend, Antifa firebombed an ICE facility, trying to kill ICE agents and destroy an American law enforcement building, and these 3 just had nothing to say about it. Normally politicians leap at the opportunity to condemn violence or condemn terrorism, but for some reason these 3 just won't, and I think I know why. It's because they're in bed with Antifa, and Antifa is in bed with terrorism. So I'm going to go to DNC HQ, it's just near Congress, and I'm going to play this billboard outside of it for a couple minutes during lunch break while everyone's leaving, so that everyone in the DNC can realize exactly how crazy the squad really is. They're not really Democrats. They're a new radical breed that doesn't really belong in elected office. Are you surprised, as a DNC employee, I presume, are you surprised that they didn't condemn terrorism and Antifa? Is it because they're your base? You probably have access to the list. You see Antifa on your list? Oh, you are going to the DNC. Do you have Antifa on your lists? I'd like to know if you'd condemn terrorism. What is it that you do with the DNC?
Antifa firebombed a facility.
Would you be able to tell me, are you surprised that the squad refused to condemn terrorism earlier this week?
No comment. I'm not commenting on anything like that.
And they refused to condemn terrorism. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's too bad. Terrorism is terrorism, and we have laws in the country. The laws need to be enforced.
Why do you think they won't condemn it? Do you think it's because they're pretty close with Antifa, or what could it be?
I don't know why. To me, I think they're backwards in their thinking. And so, this is the United States of America. We're patriots or we're not.
Hey, I see you're a DNC staffer. I'm wondering, do you think that the members of your caucus should be condemning Antifa? Should the members of your caucus condemn Antifa and terrorism? Do you think it's surprising that 3 Democrats refused to condemn terrorism earlier this week? It was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan, Omar, and Ayanna Pressley. Why do you think that is? Do you know why 3 members of the DNC wouldn't condemn terrorism earlier this week? No? We're doing a story on how members of the DNC refused to condemn Antifa. Do you know why that would be? Do you know why that would be? Would you guys condemn terrorism? We're with the billboard truck right now. What's your impression of it?
Oh, my impression of it is I think that this is something where in Washington, D.C., these stories of Antifa violence, these stories about the absolutely horrific anti-Semitic comments and legislation that we've seen from a lot of these new Democrat politicians, they're not being told. They're not being told in mainstream media. This town lives off of the Washington Post and CNN, right? And both sides of the aisle. And so the fact that it's sort of a shocking tactic to use a truck like this, that's good because the things they are saying are shocking. And it is provocative, but we should be provoked into disgust by what the disgusting ideas, the disgusting racism that we're seeing from these radicals, and realizing, by the way, there's many people, even on the Democrat side of the aisle, that are getting sick and tired of having to defend these statements. They're getting sick and tired of what's the next thing that the squad has popped off about, and they're really getting tired of it. In fact, I would be very surprised if Ilhan Omar does not face a primary challenge and is defeated in back in Minnesota before the 2020 election.
If you want to sign our petition, go to nohate.com. That was good timing there. Sign the petition calling on all politicians of all stripes to denounce terrorism, to denounce Antifa for what and who they are. For the Rebel.media, I'm Keean Bexte. Hey, thanks for watching our coverage here in Washington, D.C. Be sure to go to nohate.com, sign the petition, and maybe pitch in a few bucks if you want to help us cover the cost of this magnificent billboard.